Hey everybody, welcome back to Park Time Adventures. My name is Jesse and this is Judy.
Hi.
So today we're going to talk to you about bucket list items for Disneyland, things that everyone should experience, at least Disneyland enthusiasts like us, as well as things that we have never done in the park that we look forward to trying to do in 2021 when the parks reopen. So before we get into that though, I just want to talk a little bit about what's been going on, at least in the world of Disneyland. So they did confirm that Disneyland will not be reopening this year, so it won't be reopening until 2021. No big surprise there, but that was discussed, I guess, on the Disney earnings call. So it's like official, it's confirmed, but again, not a really big surprise. And then a couple other little things. So next week, Buena Vista Street is reopening, and we plan on being there. We won't get to go opening day due to conflicts with my work, but we will be there Friday, so the second day that it's open. And then one thing that we learned after we did our last video, where we were talking about it when we were there at Downtown Disney, is that award wieners will be open and serving Disneyland corn dogs. So I'm really excited about that. I really love the Disneyland corn dogs, so getting to go back and get one, I'm really excited about that. And so we plan on being there. Again, make sure you guys look out for those videos. And then one more thing, too, is that there's rumors that Main Street might be reopening before Christmas. Christmas decorations have been spotted inside of Disneyland along Main Street, wreaths and stuff like that. So it's just rumor at this point, but it's something we're going to keep an eye on. And then one thing else I also want to mention, we have gotten a few new subscribers since our last video, so welcome. Thank you guys for subscribing. And if any of you are watching and haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then like this video. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. So we're going to talk about just like some generalized ones as far as like bucket list items that everyone should do. Maybe we've already done them, and then we also want to discuss things that we've never done that we look forward to trying to do in 2021. So I'll go ahead and get started. I think one of the big bucket list items of going to Disneyland is eating at the Blue Bayou. It is such a fun experience. I personally love the food. I know you don't really care for it too much. But I love the food there. You can get some of the same menu items. Like my favorite one is the Monte Cristo sandwich that you can get at Cafe Orleans for like half the price. But there's nothing beats eating in the Blue Bayou. It's something we haven't done in 6 or 7 years. It's been a long time, but if you haven't eaten at the Blue Bayou, that is definitely a big thing everyone should try. If you guys have eaten at the Blue Bayou, let us know below what you guys thought about it, or if you haven't, let us know that too. So that's again just one of the generalized ones that we think everyone should experience. I'll talk about some personal ones for me. I have never been on Space Mountain. I've come really close, but I have never gotten on Space Mountain. So that is something maybe eventually I hope I can talk myself into one day. Who knows, maybe we'll do it as like a subscriber challenge once we get past our first one here. Maybe that'll be the next one. So make sure you guys are subscribing. But that's something that I know it's a historical part of Disneyland, and like I love the idea of Space Mountain. Like I love seeing it there. I've never been able to get myself on it. It's not even that I don't do roller coasters, because I do Matterhorn and Thunder Mountain and stuff like that.
It's the dark roller coasters. You can't see where you're
Yeah,
going.
not being able to see where I'm going is going to make me feel really disoriented. So hopefully maybe I can get over that in 2021, and maybe I'll take a trip on Space Mountain. Incredicoaster too is something I've never been on. Kind of not been a fan of roller coasters with loops. But who knows, maybe again in 2021 I can check some of those off of the list. So another one that I think would be, or something everyone should experience, is being the captain of the Mark Twain. So this is something that we have never got to experience, so this is on our personal bucket list. I've heard that if you ask the right cast member at the right time, and the stars are aligned for you, they will take you up to the wheelhouse and let you quote unquote pilot the Mark Twain, because obviously it's on a track. But still, I think that would be awesome to get to go all the way up to the top, get to go in the wheelhouse. You'll get views that almost nobody ever gets to see. You get to turn the little pretend wheel that they have up there. You get to ring the whistle. You get to sign an official guest book. So it's a whole big experience. They really make a big deal out of it when they bring somebody up there. So that is something we've never got to experience, and not only is it on the bucket list for anybody watching, but it's on our personal bucket list as well. And if you guys have done that, let us know in the comments below how that was for you. And then kind of staying in that same category, that same direction, riding in the captain's seat or the captain's cabin, whatever you want to call it, of the monorail. That's something I had done as a little kid, and I got to do again as an adult with my kids. You unfortunately had to miss out because for some reason, even though there's plenty of room, they only let 4 people in. I don't know, and this was again even like pre-COVID and all that. They would only let 4 people in, and there's 5 of us. But the 4 of us in there, like there was plenty of room for one more adult, especially when 3 of the people in there were kids. But they were pretty strict on that and wouldn't let my wife in with us. So me and the 3 kids got to experience that. And then sitting in the tail as well. There's more room back there. They let bigger parties back. And you get to kind of just watch everything, where you've been, where you're going. You get a full 360 view of both sides of the monorail. That when you don't normally only get one or the other. So riding in the front or the back are both really cool experiences. And again, that's something that we have done, but that we recommend that everybody try to do at least once. And then another one so this is one that we recommend everyone do, but we have not gotten to do yet, and that is riding in the Lily Bell. Now, I've heard back in the day, I never got to experience this because again, I've never been on the Lily Bell, that you could just ask a cast member at the beginning of the day for a ticket, and they would let you on the Lily Bell. They would give out so many tickets for basically the entire day, and you would get to ride on the Lily Bell using that ticket. They don't do that anymore. It is now like a paid tour event, whatever you want to call it. I think it's like $80-$85 a person.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not terribly expensive. It's something we were looking forward to maybe trying to do this year.
Don't they also feed you?
I believe it includes a meal. I think it's similar to some of the other tours. I think because it's like a couple of hours. I think you're on.
Yeah, it's not just one trip around. You're on it for a while, and there's all these.
Yeah, I think you get a meal, and you ride the train for a while, and they tell you, the historical facts about it and about the train itself.
So it's definitely worth paying the price.
Yeah, I thought $85 wasn't a bad deal at all. Again, we were going to try to do it in 2020, but then COVID happened. So maybe if they bring that back in 2021, we'll get a chance to try to experience that. But I'm a big Disneyland history buff, so things like that, really excite me. I love getting to go. I would love the chance to get to ride on the Lily Bell, knowing that, Walt and Lillian rode on that train, and she had a hand in personally decorating it. It was taken from the inspiration that she decorated their apartment with, which leads us to our next one, visiting Walt's apartment. You could take the Walt and Walt's Footsteps tour, which we did get to do last year. I actually have a video up about that, so you guys can check that out. But that is something that we did do last year, and we really enjoyed it. The tour itself, for me, wasn't so much because I said I'm a big Disneyland history buff, so I already knew.
Stuff we already knew,
stuff we already knew, things that she was pointing out that, I already knew that. So we were paying the money. I think it was about $120 a person, something like that.
I think so.
Something like that. So basically we were paying that much money to go to Walt's apartment, and I would do it again. Getting to go up there was the highlight of last year for me. All the trips we went to Disneyland, that one's the one that sticks out the most. And we're only up there 20 minutes or so, if even. But just being able to stand in the apartment that Walt lived in. And then I did hear one story that I had never heard about Walt, about him walking down Main Street in his bathrobe to go to the Orange Julius that used to be there to get himself some fresh squeezed orange juice because he had the keys to every shop on Main Street because he was Walt. That was a story I had never heard. So if you are interested in those kind of things, I would definitely recommend the Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour just to get to see the apartment. We did get lunch as well. That was included, nothing out of this world. It was sandwich and chips and a drink, but it was lunch included, and then we got to go to Walt's apartment, which was the whole reason that we signed up for it. And then, so another thing that we think is a great idea to do, or something that should be on your bucket list, is getting to go to a Disneyland event. So they have a lot of different events that they do throughout the year. They have the Oogie Boogie Bash, which was obviously canceled this year, which was what we were going to try to go. But they also do a lot of the Disneyland After Dark events throughout the year. They have different themes. There's a Star Wars night, a Villains night. They do 80s night, 90s night. They have a lot of different events like that. It's a ticketed event. It's limited attendance, so the lines for some of the rides are shorter, but if you're an annual pass holder, you go all the time. You're not necessarily going for the rides. You can go on the rides anytime. You're going for the specialty merchandise and some of the events that they do. They'll have like a DJ that's playing themed music and stuff like that. And they'll have a lot of photo ops. So that's something that we've always wanted to do. So that's obviously on our bucket list. Or things that we have not gotten to do yet is to go to one of those events. One of the ones I really regret not getting to do last year is the Haunted Mansion 60th anniversary celebration.
Oh my goodness, that looks so amazing.
And I didn't know how elaborate and it was going to be until I watched the videos after and I was like, man, we should have gone to that. If you guys haven't seen videos, there's some that are on YouTube. That's basically how I found it. But they did like projections on the river, and they had like the cadaver dance, and they had like actors reenacting the ballroom scene, and they had Madame Leota, and they had live actors inside of the Haunted Mansion acting as the knight and one of the hitchhiking ghosts. So just like a really cool event. It went from like midnight till 4 in the morning. Like, man, looking back, I wish we had really gone to that event. So going to some kind of Disney event like that is definitely something that is on our bucket list. So I know there's not a lot of things for you that you haven't done. You've been basically on every ride. But something I know that you've never done, that I've never done either, that we're looking forward to getting to do is going on every single ride in one day. So that's something that we are definitely planning for 2021. It's one of the videos that we've been talking about for a while. Now it's getting harder to do it, not only with the park shut down, but when they do reopen, the possibility of limited capacity would kind of like be playing on easy mode. Like, it would kind of be cheating. So we're waiting till the park gets back to normal. Like, we want that normal capacity crowd to, make it a little bit more challenging. And we're already talking now about how we're going to map out our day. What rides would we need to hit first? Like, what's going to be our strategy for that? So I think that'll be something fun. And that's, kind of what we're all about, is just finding ways to keep enjoying Disneyland, to keep it creative, and just to keep, the fun and the magic alive. That's why we continue to go so much, as we will continue to find new things to do and things that we haven't done, or new ways to experience something. So that's, kind of what we're all about here at Park Time Adventures. So that's kind of what's the point of this video as well, is with the parks being shut down. We wanted to just remember, or not remember, but it just made us think, like, there's so many things that we haven't gotten to do yet or gotten to experience, especially me. There's rides I've never been on, things I've never got to experience. So that's definitely what we're looking forward when the parks do reopen in 2021. There are a lot of restaurants we've never eaten at that we're looking forward to being able to get to go try in 2021. And so who knows, maybe once we hit the 100 subscriber goal, maybe the next one will be like 250 and I'll go on Space Mountain. So maybe we can document that as well, my first time on Space Mountain. But I think that's pretty much all that we have. There's probably more we could talk about, more bucket list things that you guys should be doing. Maybe we'll do maybe a better kind of organized video once the parks open and we can get footage of some of these things that we're talking about. So maybe we can elaborate on that more later on. But let us know down in the comments what you guys thought, and if you have any like bucket list things that you guys are trying to do, maybe we can add it to our list as well, and maybe we can do a video about that. But make sure you guys like and subscribe, and thank you for checking us out.